Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, My Asexual Life. This is supposed to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, I post a new video. And in a moment, we're going to be discussing let negative people go from your life. Be happy they've left your life. And in a moment, I'll be talking more about this and why I'm discussing it with you. But first, if you didn't know who I am, if you're new to this channel, I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives book out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble and Waterstones. I'm also the author of Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook. It's an autobiographical superhero style book that you will absolutely adore. This can be got from Amazon or Waterstones. So let's crack on with tonight's show. Yes, what do I mean by let negative people go? It's quite self-explanatory, but why am I talking about this? Well, a while ago, as you may know, I decided to try the gym out, and I have fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body. Usually exercise makes it worse, right? With particular condition of fibro, it makes it worse because the nerves and muscles of the body are constantly in pain. You know, you have pressure points all over your body that you're constantly in pain from. So if you're exercising those pressure points, you're kind of exerting more pressure on them usually and causing them more problems, right? So this is why it can be very, very difficult, bad. Many people with fibro don't do stuff like that. I do personally think it's good if you can try and do some sort of exercise, even if it's gentle walking or swimming if you can swim, or go in a jacuzzi or something like that. But, you know, like sometimes, you know, or just some gentle stretches, but sometimes, you know, it's just too painful. It makes the situation worse. And with someone with fibro, it can actually make them be in bed in pain for like 2 or 3 days at a time. So it's really not good, right? But I know one person who's a blogger and she does go to the gym, even though she's got fibro, and she likes it and thinks it's good for her, which is great. And I believe in trying different things, you know, and I wanted to try it because I used to go there years ago before I was diagnosed with fibro. So I thought I'd go again. And it left me really poorly, really bad. My ankle from my previous injury last year before I broke it again this year, recently, then it was swollen up again and in pain. My lower back was in more pain. I've been on a physio waiting list for my back for like 11 months. And I was going to go to that recently, but then I broke my ankle 2 weeks ago and couldn't go. Just under 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks tonight, actually. So yeah, it's kind of like it didn't work out, and I'm okay with that, right? But I posted the post on my Facebook, a private post actually just to my friends. And, you know, I said that basically that I decided not to do the gym and I'm moving on, right? Because I'm very much at the moment the fact that I'm just going to move on, right? I'm making quicker decisions, faster decisions in my life. And the quicker I make decisions, decide something, the better it is for my life, because life is too frigging short to hesitate and keep beating around the bush. And I know that personally I have to practice being quicker at decision making and getting more decisions made, done one way or the other. So that means I try something if I want to. Obviously I can't try much anymore now. My ankle's broken anyway because I'm in a lot of pain and have to lie down on the bed a lot of the time. But, you know, basically I try something, doesn't work, that's it, move on, right? Unless I feel happy about it and want to keep trying it, it's fine. But I didn't feel happy about the gym. Didn't like the fact they got televisions in there. I hate watching the TV, especially the news. That's what they had on there. I thought that's going to really mess my mind up. It hadn't got the equipment, the rebounder, for example, that I really wanted to use and stuff like that. It just felt bad to me. I didn't like it. Wasn't happy there. Exercise should be enjoyable, happy event. And I love dancing. Unfortunately, because I broke my ankle, I can't dance again now, right? So dancing is my thing. I love it. It's part of my soul. So anyway, then I get some people on Facebook deciding to give me their advice. I didn't ask for advice. I was just posting about the fact that I've decided not to do it. I'm moving on. And one of the people that decided to give me advice, as far as I know, they do not go to the gym. They are in and out of hospital quite a lot, you know, with ill health. They were diagnosed with some quite serious health conditions sometimes. And, and they were giving me advice about that I should be going to the gym and I shouldn't be quitting and that should be getting a personal trainer and a dietitian. I felt it's so rude about, like I said, about a dietitian. What has a dietitian got to do with going to the gym, right? That's implying that I have a crap diet, excuse my language, and I really don't, right? This is the person that has had bad health because of a crappy diet. I have to say that, and as far as I know, they don't go to the gym. They get a lot of takeaway food, for example, and so giving me advice when they don't even take that advice themselves, as far as I know, especially not on the gym front, and especially with the health conditions they've got, was very, very rude, I thought. And I told them I do not take advice from unqualified people, people that don't understand fibromyalgia and that don't have the condition and stuff. So anyway, that person's unfriended me. And I'm glad, because I do not want negative people in my life, right? Like a lot of the people on this channel were really good about that. They're like, okay, you tried the gym, it didn't work. Glad you found that out, wonderful, like you could try some walking and stuff like that. I mean, obviously this was before I broke my ankle, but I mean, going to the gym didn't actually help. It weakened my ankle more again, it really didn't help me. So, but I tried it, right? So, I tried it. It wasn't good because everyone's condition is different, And I think, and he was just being really rude back to me. The fact that I wouldn't take advice from him, like, oh, it all. It's like, well, of course I know my own body and my own health condition more than he is going to, because he's not me. I've had to live with fibromyalgia since 2012. I wrote a book about it, obviously. You know what I mean? So, and I used to do a whole exercise routine for 40 minutes every morning, but I found my back was getting worse with it, because fibro is not normal. It does weird things to your body. And I manage it really well, as much as I possibly can. So anyway, I noticed now he's unfriended me, but that's good, because I do not want that. It's not the first time he's been negative towards me, but it was really, really rude, And I do not like people who are rude like that, I would never go around giving advice to someone about something I know sweet FA about, and acting like like what I'm saying they should be listening to, because that is just really bad. So anyway, this person's unfriended me now, and I'm glad. And what we have to do is realise and thank these people in our minds. We don't need to actually personally thank them, but thank them in our minds for leaving us and leaving our life and unfriending us. They were actually in my asexual group, so they haven't blocked me, they've unfriended me, which is fine. Because if you are in any asexual groups, or groups for that matter, and you block an admin, then obviously they can remove you immediately, right? But you never ever take advice from unqualified people, right? This guy has been in and out of hospital with serious health conditions, eats a lot of takeaway food and pays the consequences for it, and then is advising me to have a personal trainer and a nutritionist, right? It's just like ridiculous. Do not take advice from people who are not qualified to give it, right? Sure, if there's a specialist in that field and that you really want to take advice from, fine, but obviously if you've got a disability or health condition, you listen to your doctor, you listen to your physio, you listen to your own body, and you know your limits. You don't go around listening to people who have no experience of what you've got. That's just ridiculous. Right, anyway, so this person's unfriended me, and I'm really glad, because it's not the first time they've been negative towards me. And so, when it's quite a shock, though. It's quite a shock if you've been friends with someone for a while and then they behave in this really awful manner towards you. So I've known other people do it, not just to me, but to other friends I've had on Facebook. There was someone actually the other day, only recently, that posted, if someone negative leaves your life, thank them. Right, if they're going to block you or unfriend you, thank them, right? Because they've done you a favor. And it's so true, because we don't need the negativity on life. Life is negative enough at the moment. The world is very negative out there, right? I try not to be like that, but it is. And we don't need more negativity and people bringing us down, right? How many times have you probably had someone come and try and tell you and give you advice that actually is totally unqualified to give it? It would be like someone turning up and saying, this is how you write a book, and they never written a book in their life. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. If people say, oh, you can't make money from something, when they haven't actually tried themselves? How the hell do they know that, you know? And I know there's people who make lots of money from books sometimes. It's really hard, but there are some people that do it because I'm in groups and I see the results, right? Just as a side thing, right? But also, so this person was asexual. Anyway, they've left my life now. They've unfriended me. I checked because I hadn't heard from them since they've been heavily criticizing me and didn't like the fact I didn't take their advice, right? And so, you know, I thought they probably unfriended me, probably because they didn't want me to see their posts of them being in and out of hospital with ill health after what they've said to me as well, because it's shameful. I mean, really shameful. Like several times a month, they're usually at the hospital, you know, and a lot of it's to do with their diet, you know, and the foods they eat. So I think that's very, very rude, you know. I could have said stuff like back to them, but I didn't. I just stood my ground, and they didn't like it, obviously. But also on Twitter, there was this guy. I think I might have told you in a previous video. I won't reveal his identity because I think that's important to keep that private. But you know, he started private messaging me, and he started doing weird stuff like saying, because he'd seen this channel and saw my feet are bad and said about kissing my feet, right? And most people who had someone in their direct messages talking about kissing their feet, a stranger who they didn't know, would probably think that's pretty gross and creepy, right? Me being a hyper romantic who likes younger foreign guys, of course, he probably knew that because he watches this channel. He probably thought, I will say this type of stuff to her because I know she'll like it because I've watched her channel, right? This guy's, if his birth date is right on his profile, he's 27 later this year, I believe. 1996 he was born. So, yeah, year 2022 now. Is that, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 7. My maths is not great. I'll let you work it out. I think he's 20. Yeah, I think he's 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, I think he's 26 this year, I think. And 26 this year. Something like that. Anyway, I've forgotten. He's that memorable. Anyway, so, yes. In that type of age bracket. Anyway, so he comes on and starts talking about kissing my feet and says, oh, your poor feet, kiss and better, which, you know, most women would find really creepy and disgusting from a guy they don't even know. But I took it like in a sweet way and in a romantic way. Obviously, he didn't say he was being romantic, but this guy has got a business profile, right? So it's like, why are you messaging me all this stuff when clearly you've got a business profile? So anyway, he then was like saying stuff to me, quite a lot of message, and he kept saying, I want to get your attention. I need your attention. Thanks for paying me attention. And it's just like not another guy who just wants to use me for some reason to get attention. I just really can't stand that type of guy. Anyway, so you know, like I'm really busy as well. Like, and if a person like what they call love bombs you, as in writes loads of nice stuff and all this sweet innocent stuff, you know that one of the types of things people do to play games with the mind is they will say loads of lovely stuff and they will stick something in there that's not good. And anyway, on yesterday's episode, I mentioned the fact, live episode, I mentioned the fact that there was a guy who said about the fact it was, you know, my pain, because I said about my pain, you know, with my foot, we were talking about my feet, he likes my feet. And anyway, I said, you know, he then turned around and said to me in a message, oh, you should focus on your pain. And I'm like, no, I don't want to focus on my pain. I want to focus on positive stuff. And obviously that is a really bad thing for someone to say to you. They're trying to say all really nice stuff like, oh, kiss your feet. I hope it feels better. You know, you feel better soon. How are they? And then all of a sudden has a really negative comment like that telling you to focus on your pain. Why would anyone who's a nice person, who's kind and caring, who really cares about the person they're talking to in message, want them to experience pain? Right? I'm not a sadomasochist. I'm not interested in people who want pleasure through pain. It's disgusting and it's horrible. And so this is a technique that quite a lot of narcissistic guys use, quite a lot of mind manipulator and game playing guys use. And it'll be like, they'll say lots of nice stuff to you, make out they really care. And then all of a sudden they'll drop something that's really negative and bad for you. Right? And then kind of brush over it like it never happened, or it's no big deal, or it doesn't matter, or what they said's fine. And so anyway, I presumed that they'd watched my channel last night and thought, oh, she mentioned me, but she wasn't very nice about me because I said, obviously, that that's really bad. And then he blocked me, right? And so I noticed he blocked me and I thought, good, fine, because we don't want these type of negative people in our life. And clearly this guy is no good for me. He's obviously watched my channel and thought, oh, I can be that young foreign guy again, you know, like, and I get absolutely sick of it. Just because I like younger foreign guys, one, I'm not going to have a relationship with a guy abroad. I don't do that anymore, you know, and it is difficult. And they know that. They purposely try and get my mind and my hyper-romanticism up. It's really annoying. But anyway, so anyway, he blocked me. I noticed this. And you know, but some guys do it just to get your attention because he kept going on about, I want your attention, I want your attention. I'm like, anyway, so anyway, he blocked me and I thought, good, okay, that's fine, because I don't need that type of guy in my life that's gonna like say really nice stuff and then all of a sudden drop a comment in there which is basically either a put down or in his case a negative comment, right? Because life is too short. We do not need these people in our life that are negative, that say really nice stuff and then drop a negative thing on you, and it's horrible, right? You know, this is a guy who's a stranger to me, who I don't even know, who I think comes from Pakistan, and you know what I mean? It's like, because he knows I like young foreign guys because he watches his channel, and so you know, it's just like, why are these guys like this? I mean, God knows what goes on in their mind. To me, it's absolutely deranged, right? I have people who are my friends who have serious mental health problems, but they do not behave like this. These guys just, I don't know what goes on in their brain, why they behave like this, why they seem to put women up, you know, like as in bring them up, be really nice to them, and all of a sudden then start being horrible to them. It's just a form of control. I absolutely hate it. I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves, these guys, you know? It's like, why the hell are you doing this to women for? It's disgusting. Obviously on the channel, like last night, I was saying probably these guys are just doing it to loads of women all over the place. Anyway, to get back to this guy on Twitter, he blocked me and I thought, good, this is great. Then I go back on Twitter a bit later and he is following me again, but I'm not following him anymore because he blocked me before, so it must unfollow him naturally. So I'm thinking, why is he following me again? And then all of a sudden he can message me again. And so then he starts messaging me. And he doesn't say that he blocked me. And I just said, oh, so you're back now then, basically, but before you blocked me. And he's like, oh, I didn't block you. My account got hacked. And now I've just got it back. I thought, this is just a load of rubbish. I've had my account hacked before, my Twitter account, in the past hacked a couple of times. Well, more than a couple of times in the past. My password is pretty bulletproof now. But in the past, I've had it hacked, and you know, nothing ever has blocked it. You know, why would a person go in and then block someone's account? You know, anyway, so I thought, you know, he's obviously seen this channel, didn't like what I said, and has blocked me. And then he unblocked me, and like I said, he acted like he said, oh, you know, like, I've been sharing your channel and I've been working for you, sharing it in DMs. Of course, he's going to say DMs because there's no evidence of it, right? And if he was sharing my channel, like, it's not working for me, ask me, shall I be promoting your channel? I'm like, yeah, it's a good channel, right? Because, like, loads of people share my channel because it's a good channel. They're not working for me as in a job. Anyway, you know what I mean? So he was saying this type of stuff. And so he's like, oh, honestly, you know, well, he was like, you know, like, oh, please, I'm so sorry. Like, believe me, I didn't block you. My account got hacked and, you know, and please, I'm sorry, and all this rubbish. Anyway, so I blocked him because I said, I don't play games. Good luck. And blocked him, right? So I'm there Googling, like, with Twitter, is it possible to get, you know, if you get a Twitter account hacked, to get, you know, it ends up with lots of accounts blocked, and it said it was. And then I saw, obviously, that my channel subscribers had gone up. And then I thought, well, maybe I should give this guy the benefit of the doubt, right? Which you should never really do, because I don't trust the guy. Clearly, I don't trust the guy. But anyway, I unblocked him and he had blocked me because it said when I unblocked him, I was still blocked. It said you can't message this person because he blocked me. So he was lying. And so I reblocked him again now. Honestly, you know, what a liar. Just a complete liar. So that is really disappointing. I hate it when guys lie. I don't understand why they do it. It's just, you know, and they play stupid, mind manipulative games where they just try and control a woman, you know? It's just disgusting, and I wish they'd stop it. I mean, honestly, what goes through their head? Some deranged thing? I don't know what they do. All I can think is they live a very sad life if all they can do is literally be in a woman's inbox all the time, like throughout the day, like constantly messaging different women, saying stuff like this, you know? It's just ridiculous, you know? And I wish they'd stop it, you know? I wish they'd learn that they shouldn't be treating women that way, you know? I don't know if it's like a foreign guy thing or what, you know, because obviously I'm interested in foreign guys. I'm not really attracted usually to British guys. Although British guys seems to be more and more appealing to me lately, you know, because it's like, well, if this is the type of way younger foreign guys are going to treat women, then I really don't want to know, because to me it's just disgusting. But there are really good guys, because I'm in Indian groups, for example, in the UK, and a lot of the Indians in these groups are very dedicated to their wives. They're very family man orientated, and you know, they don't behave in these ways. They always really respectful and say, "Oh, hi, I'm wanting to bring my wife over, or I'm wanting to get my kid a visa, or my wife's doing this." And you know, the way they speak about them, you can tell they're really family oriented, really into their wife. They've got a picture of them and their wife all over their profile. They're so happily married. I don't want marriage, but you know what I mean? They're really good guys. So not everyone's like this, but it's just disgusting, you know? I don't know what goes through their head. It's like, do you not want real true love with someone? Do you not want to be honest in this world? Do you not actually want to go after someone who actually means something to you, who you can create a proper, loving, caring, committed relationship with? Why are you just playing stupid little boy games on the internet? It's just ridiculous. And I feel very sorry for anyone who they hurt, you know, because the way they phrase stuff, you know, they do it purposely to emotionally pull at your heartstrings. They kind of try and find out what you're like as a person. Then they say specific things to you that they believe will get you to be, you know, more interested in them, and you know, and keep a connection with you in some way, and you know, try and mind manipulate you. I think it's very, very bad, you know. There is enough people and negativity in the world. We do not need more. We do not need these type of people in our inbox, right? Because we deserve better. And you know, I mean, obviously there might be women that do this to guys. I don't know, because I'm not interested in women romantically. It's just these guys are in my inbox, you know, treating me like this. And I think, you know, they're probably treating other women like this, right? But I think to myself, you know, is this the way you would treat your mum or your sister or your female cousin or something? Would you really behave like this towards them? I don't think so. So why are you treating other people like this? I think they just must lead so sad lives to actually come into another person's life and want to mind manipulate them, want to control them, and want to be negative towards them, and say stuff they have, you know, no experience of, or say things to just put people down. You know, you've got, on the one hand, you've got people who think you should take their advice and they're not even qualified to give advice because they have no knowledge or experience of what they're actually talking about. And then you've got the other types of guys who are just like, you know, trying to play games and play on a woman's emotions and try and control her and think, oh, you know, she likes me so much now, she won't want to do without me. Let's just block her and see how it goes, and she'll just be dying to come back into my arms. It's like, it don't work like that, mate. In this day and age, women have a lot of opportunities and offers, and they'd rather spend time by themselves and be single than have stupid little boys mind manipulate them and play games. An adult doesn't do that. Why would a woman who's a good woman, high value, and someone who values themselves in life, why would they want to be with a guy who lies, who mind manipulates, who puts a woman down, who actually acts like her boyfriend even though he's not, and who just is like is doing some sort of control and manipulation, right? If a guy says he's going to leave my life, I'm like, fine, go then. Don't play games with me and try and control me. If you don't want to be in my life, go. And as soon as a guy says that anyway, I don't trust him anyway. If a guy threatens to leave, I'm like, fine, go, because I do not trust you. You can't trust someone who could leave you any given moment just because you're not doing what they want you to do, saying what you want to say. And sometimes you can be being really nice to them. You can be putting a lot of time, energy, and effort into the relationship or dating, and they still behave like that towards you and think it's funny. This is not a person that takes relationships or you seriously. This is a person who deserves to be on their own if they're going to speak to you and treat you like that. All I can think is they must lead very sad lives where they get no attention. And so they just go around trying to grab it from everyone they can. And their need to control people is some sort of internal struggle, I guess, that they need to be dealing with. But seriously, it's just horrible. I mean, imagine the women that actually get into relationships with these type of guys, right? I mean, it's just going to end up in heartache and pain for them, And so I really wished that these people would not do this. But actually, a lot of these people will probably stay single. I mean, the guy that tried to give me advice about the gym and stuff like that when they don't even do it themselves and don't even have a good diet themselves, that person, they haven't got anyone and they wonder why, and it's like, well, you need to be looking at positives in people and treating people with respect and kindness and care, and you know what I mean, not treating people like that. I think it's sad, I really do, but we don't need these people in our life. So if someone blocks you who you thought was a friend or you trusted, I am so sorry. For lots of love to you, thanks for the thumbs up. I'm so sorry for the way they treated you, I'm so sorry for them being like that with you, because you don't deserve that. People in life deserve someone who's kind and caring and compassionate and loving, right? But the people who are kind, caring, compassionate, loving deserve someone equally giving that back to them, not one-sided, not, like playing games. This is not how mature relationships work. I see so many people, guys, that are like really lonely, but yet they do nothing to help themselves to actually be appealing to be in a relationship with them, because they are being very, very self-centered and egotistical, and they're not even truly thinking about having compassion and care and feeling for another human being and another person. All they're thinking about is themselves. That's not how relationships goes. That's not even how friendship goes. So some guys that have like decided that we're not right for each other, like, oh, but I still want to be your friend. I'm like, why would I want to be friends with a guy who I can't trust, who who was no good to me? Like, just because I'm not getting into a relationship with a guy, if I can't trust him and he hasn't been good to me in terms of a relationship, then why would I even want to be his friend? Because I can't trust him and he's no good for me. Do you see what I mean? I've still got high standards for friendships. I don't lower my standards for a friendship. Do you know what I mean? I need friends that I can trust, friends that I can rely on, friends that I can depend on, friends that are respectful, friends who listen to me and I listen to them, friends who will tell me in a constructive and positive way if there's some issue I need to address with them. Like if there's something that maybe they're not quite happy with me about, they'll discuss it in a mature way and bring it up and say, this is this and this is the way I'd like things to be between us more, and stuff like that. That's maturity. I'm not perfect, but I do deserve respect just like they do. and people who have got different views and opinions should be able to express them, but it doesn't mean to say you've got to follow someone's advice, right? Like loads of people can dish advice out, but unless they're actually qualified to give that advice, then you don't have to take it. There's so many people who'll come at you in life going, oh, you want to do this with your life, well, you shouldn't be doing that, and they have no qualifications to tell you not to do that because it's something they've never tried before themselves, right? Don't listen to unqualified people who are trying to tell you how to live your life, right? That's what made me just so shocked about the guy on Facebook that was friends with me. Like, he is one very unqualified person. As far as I know, he never goes to the gym himself. He eats really bad food to himself, in and out of hospital a lot of the time because of that. And yet he's giving me advice, telling me to get a personal trainer and nutritionist. And, I don't need a nutritionist. I had a nutritionist once I actually paid for years ago. And she told me everything I'm eating in my food is fine, but I need to eat more meats, actually. More. I don't eat pork, lamb, or beef, so more chicken and more fish. I need more protein, basically, from meats. So yeah, that was her own advice, So I just like, if you've got a dream or if you want to do something in life, damn well go and do it, and don't listen to people who are naysayers, who are negative. What makes me laugh is I get quite a lot of guys, right, who come in my inbox who think that because I'm a female, I don't know what they're talking about. And some of the stuff they tell me, like with, for example, websites or, like technical stuff, they think that I won't notice. Jade, hi, nice to see you. And Yana Jade, that's a nice name. And yeah, so you get quite a lot of I get guys in my inbox, and because I'm female, they automatically start saying this stuff to me that that I know is not true because it's like technical stuff, but because I'm female, they think that I'm not going to know what they're talking about. There was this one guy, for example, he kept coming in my inbox in Facebook, and he kept telling me, he kept trying to get me to do business with him. But instead of being a really nice guy, he it was all sort of put down like, oh, what are you doing? Well, you should be doing this. And like, oh, your YouTube channel could be doing better, couldn't it? It's like, well, as far as I could work out, I don't even think he's got a YouTube channel himself. I think he's meant to help other people with their YouTube channels. But anyway, I never asked for his help, and he was just coming in my inbox trying to give me all this advice. And then he told me about books, and he's like, "Oh, I've made this amount of money with this amount of books," and he had, I think, 108 books, I think it was. And then he's like, "Oh, I've only got X amount of books," and I'm like, "Well, no, you've got 108 books. It clearly says there." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, but not all of them sell." I'm like, but you told me you'd only got X amount of books, and clearly that's not the case because you've got 108 books, and you sold copies of this, that, and the other. And they're like, oh, but it's only 1 or 2 copies here or there. I'm like, but they all add up, And so, like, even little lies like that are not really little, and when they're given a discrepancy between the amount of books they actually have on sale and the amount, they said basically that they have X amount of books on sale, they make X amount of money, and actually it was a higher figure amount of books, and it wasn't just, it was more books that were making money. So of course, if they got more books out than I have, then they're going to make probably more money, depends on the niche. But for someone coming in my inbox like that, and I remember, because I wouldn't take his advice, he started getting really funny with me. But I remember once I went to try to look at his website to see if he was legitimate, and his website domain was up for sale. And I'm like, well, your domain's up for sale. And he's like, oh, it's just because I haven't renewed it yet. And I thought, well, if you're that clever, that business orientated, you're doing so well, then why have you not renewed your website? But guys don't expect a female to know about this type of thing a lot of the time. So obviously, if they were trying to say stuff to another female to impress her, it might impress her because she might not know what they're talking about. But because I actually build my own websites, but not without code, and I actually know a lot about technical stuff, about social media and stuff as well, then I think they don't expect someone to come out with something like that. They just expect to impress someone, And so you've got to be be very careful of these type of people that are just coming in your inbox, that is, telling you a pack of lies, telling you what they think that you want to hear, and are just trying to be negative and say things that either are untrue, dishonest, and then maybe they're saying nice things to you one minute and putting you down the next. Unfortunately, these people do exist, and I wish they didn't, right? Because I don't understand why someone would behave like this. Probably because I couldn't do this. I couldn't go around behaving like this to people, But for some reason, there seems to be quite a lot of people that seem to think this is okay. And it's like, why? At the end of the day, people grow up, they grow older, they die. Do they really want to live that type of life where they are being dishonest and speaking to people derogatory or putting people down? I just think it's insane. I just don't understand why people would behave that way. But clearly they do. And I just thought I should share this with you because I didn't want you to get hurt as well, potentially. And I wanted you to know that, there are good people out there in the world. There might be few and far between, but they are. I've got decent friends now who treat me with respect. They're very honest. They don't always tell me what I want to hear, which is great. And they are just beautiful, right? But the way they approach things when they tell me is is in an acceptable, considerate manner, right? They might just be blunt and say something, but it's not like they're trying to do anything bad to me to put their point across. They're just doing it in a very mature adult way, and I really respect them for that. And that's what the world should be more like. People should be respecting other people's opinions. But you don't have to take people's advice from unqualified people. If you want to do something in your life, you go and do it. And if you want to make a quick decision and then decide to do a U-turn and do something else, that's your life and business. It's not anyone else's. If I want to try something, if you want to try something in life, you shouldn't be scared to try it because of what other people will say. You should just go for it, try it. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. But I'm very sorry for anyone who's tried to try new things in life and just gets put down or torn down by people and gets people trying to interfere in their life, saying stuff that they know nothing about. And they, like some people, they'll, for example, I do this channel, right? It's, some people will be really nice, say you're really courageous, you're really brave, you give people a voice that don't necessarily, share their own voice, a voice to the voiceless, one of my friends said a while ago. And, and they'll be really positive. Then you get other people going, oh, you've only got just over 1,000 subscribers. People have got so many more than you. Why don't you do this, that, and the other? It's like, I don't do this show to just get subscribers. Yes, the more subscribers I get, great, because it means I spread more awareness of asexuality. I help more people. But I mean, it's had like 128 plus thousand views. Like, it's not like it doesn't get views. And so, I will continue to help people on this channel because I love my community here. I won't just do a video for the sake of getting views because that's not what I'm about. I'm about doing something that I believe in, that's raw, that's real. I cater for everyone on the asexual spectrum, across the spectrum here. And that's why my channel's very different. Because there's a lot of channels, they focus on just one type of asexual or more of the same types of asexuals. Like, I cover everything from a sex repulsed asexual, I hate sex, I want to throw up now, to sex positive asexuals. And that's very difficult because obviously some asexuals are sex repulsed, they watch some videos and they'll be like shocked and be like, this is disgusting, I don't want to watch this. Then you'll get the sex positive asexuals that are thinking, oh, why is she saying sex is repulsive? Because I'm repulsed for it for myself, you know what I mean? So it's very difficult because I'm never going to please everyone. There's going to be some people that get turned off by my channel because, they don't know where, they don't know when the video for them is going to come up. But there'll be other people that are just indifferent and they like the channel because they don't want to hear the same thing as every other channel. They want a variety. They want to understand different parts of the asexual spectrum. They're very accepting, they're very respectful. I have an asexual friends group and that group is very good, and there's people all across the asexual spectrum in that group, people that are sex repulsed and hate it, to people who are having it, and so my channel is very different because it's not aimed at one specific type of asexuals, but the whole of the spectrum, because I believe in inclusivity, and I believe in us trying to understand each other on different parts of the asexual spectrum to foster more understanding and community bonding, and to actually gain more knowledge from each other. And like, asexuality can be a bit scary for people sometimes, because they're like, oh, I'm new to it, there's so many different types, I don't really understand it. And so by doing a show for loads of different types of asexuals, people can get a very good view more of the overall asexual spectrum, and then find out where they fit into it more, and actually feel like they're part of something bigger than they are, if you know what I mean, rather than just their own views and stuff. So I try to cater for every type of asexual with my asexual books. The asexual perspectives that first came out, that's for everyone on the asexual spectrum, because it's got 47 stories in there from all over the spectrum and globe. They're not every single type of asexuals in there, because there are so many different types of asexuals, so many categories, subcategories, and subcategories, and so but it's a good all-rounder, because it's got people that hate sex and detest it, to people who are positive and having it, and my Asexual Guide to Sex obviously is my current book that I'm working on, is obviously for a smaller part of the asexual community, those ones that are interested in trying sex or have started doing it, don't really get what they're doing, that type of thing. So probably about 30%, I'd say, because there's about 30% grey asexuals, I think. When they did a survey on Avon some time ago, I think it was about 30% of asexuals on there that took part in the survey were on the grey end of the asexual spectrum, some more sexual end. But obviously there's some people that are not so much on the sexual end of the asexual spectrum that would have sex if they're in a relationship with a sexual person, But obviously the Asexual Guide to Sex is just going to be for a specific niche within a niche of asexuals, And then I've got another book coming up after that, which will be for more romantic type of asexuals. I don't want to give everything away at the moment, but I've got a whole range of books, and some will be for asexuals all across the spectrum, and others will be for specific types of asexuals within the spectrum. And because I want to help as many asexuals as possible with the knowledge that I have, and with other people's knowledge, because obviously there's 46 other stories besides mine in there. This is on Amazon, by the way. So, even in the Asexual Guide to Sex, there's my story and 17 other people's, I'm still writing at the moment. I've been writing a little bit each day as much as I can, but it's been hard because I've had to break from it quite a bit, because I broke my ankle. It's been quite difficult for me to get on with that, But, what we need to do in our life is we need to decrease the amount of negativity in our life, the amount of naysayers in our life, the amount of people that put us down, because the world is difficult enough. The world is negative a lot of the time as it is. We do not need these type of people in our lives. I feel sorry that they have to be this way towards people. I feel really like I don't know what goes on in their head to make them be this way. Maybe they've had some bad experiences in their life themselves. But at the end of the day, it's no excuse for treating people badly. Like, I've had really bad relationships in the past, abusive relationships, but it doesn't go around making me want to abuse other people. In fact, it makes me want to do the opposite. It makes me think, damn, I just never want to be like those people that abuse me. I never want to be that type of person. I don't even want to be around that type of person, I don't want to be anywhere near these type of people again, and I try and stay clear as much as possible. But obviously, unfortunately, they are around these type of people still. And a lot of the time, if you're a really kind, caring, loving person, you're a target for people who are narcissists, abusers, mind manipulators. Because someone who's like a real bitch, if you like, I don't like using that word, I hate it, but someone who's like that, they don't care so much, because their attitude is like, I don't care, don't matter to me. It's more like uncaring, nonchalant, don't give a F, you know what I mean? Whereas someone who's kind, caring, with a loving heart, who really would love to have a good guy in her life, and and whatever gender you're interested in, we're more of a target for people to try to mind manipulate us and be abusive and stuff like that, because they want to take, I don't know, it's like they want to take something so beautiful and pure and precious and try and manipulate it into what they want. It's quite sick, really, I think. And so I'm thinking, like, some of these people, they could have a real chance of love and caringness and kindness, but instead they use and abuse and they manipulate and try to mind control people. And it's really horrible. And instead of having a sophisticated adult relationship, they just come in with these weird tactics and strategies for trying to emotionally play on your heartstrings. And because I'm a very honest person, it's very hard for me, because I get a lot of guys that are dishonest and I want to trust them, but I just know that they're untrustworthy, and sometimes I can't put my finger on why they're untrustworthy. So I think, like, if you've got someone in your life and you just know they're not trustworthy, but they haven't proven totally they're not trustworthy, but you feel it in your gut instinct, then I would follow that instinct, because it's usually always right. If there's something inside you that says this person is not being honest, this person is not being true, there's something not quite right about this person, their attitude towards me, if something doesn't feel right, then it usually isn't. So please err on the side of caution. You don't need people in your life if you can't trust. You need to be around people who are good and trustworthy, because at the end of the day, the only way we're going to trust someone in the future, for example, for a partner, is if we surround ourselves with people that are trustworthy, honest, reliable, respectful of differences of opinions, because then the more we end up being around positive, happy, good people who have their own opinions and their own say, but are respectful of yours, the more we'll be able to attract that type of person into our lives for a relationship or deep friendship, for example, because we will already understand the patterns of behavior, the way they talk to us, the way they speak to us, what they say, and therefore we'll know what to look for. But if you just end up being around people a lot of the time that have hidden agendas, that if you don't agree with them, decide, I don't want to, like, I'll just put you down and stuff like this. And if you're around all those type of people, then it's harder for you to trust people in general. So my advice is, like, do not worry about the naysayers and negative people. Even if you've been friends with them a while that leave your life, just think it's for the better, because the more negative people leave your life, the more positive people can come your way. Like, I have got a lot more positive people come my way on Facebook. They're friends of one of my friends. They're friends of a friend of mine online, basically. A lot of them, and the majority of them are really good a lot of the time. And they're on my Chandra Burmy channel quite a lot now. It's like I've only got a few videos on there, but they're coming on and being really positive. Hello to you. I think they're subscribed to this channel as well. And they're really lovely, And that's the type of thing you want in your life. You want people encouraging you, believing in your dreams, supporting you, being there for you, seeing your beauty, seeing your wisdom, respecting you, thinking you're a good person, understanding you, wanting you around, treating you as an equal, wanting you in their life, not in a I need this for me way, but in a how can we help each other friendship wise, not ulterior motive, but just how can we be good friends, how can we foster love and positivity, and how can we lift each other up, how can we be each other's wind beneath our wings, as it were, and how can we just have such a beautiful friendship, or online friendship or relationship. It's like, logically it should follow that people, if they want goodness in their life, they need to be good. So if you want honest You need to be honest. If you want to have someone in your life forever and who's beautiful and true, you need to treat them like that, you know? And you know, that's what I wish for you. If you're watching this right now and you know you're a good and beautiful person, you've had people in your life that have put you down or belittled you or made you feel bad in a way, I'm so sorry they did that to you. And I hope they have left your life, because you deserve so much better. You deserve lots of love and happiness and people who make you feel special and great about yourself. And you deserve people who love you and adore you for who you are, and who will cherish when they speak to you, who will look forward to seeing you, who will really relish every minute that they talk to you with wonder and excitement, and who will look up to you as a great person, and who will think you're amazing, but will also, you know, like, tell you truths about them. Maybe not everything you want to hear, but they'll do it in a very, very respectful way, and, you know, very, very lovely way. And they will be considerate and kind and caring. And I just want people to have more love and compassion in their lives. I want more people to be honest, and I want more people to, you know, respect each other. You know, like, I was on a dating relationship channel, and this guy is just like very creepy to me. He's just started a channel, you know, and he's going in this dating relationships, and he's like, oh, I'd like to be your friend, you know. And it's like, I usually have younger guys as my friends, you know. And he's like, oh, if you say so. It's like, that is so, you know, like, saying words like "if you say so" is it's very disrespectful and invalidating. It's basically saying I don't know my own mind. I'm like, well, I know my own mind and life, thank you very much. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, those type of people you don't need in your life. You know, you just know your own mind, do your own thing, live your dreams, get rid of the naysayers and negative people. If they go out of your life and block you and unfriend you, say thank you so much, because you've done me a huge favor now. You've made more space in my life, much more positivity, much more happiness. And even if that's happiness is with yourself, and, you know, you really don't need that. Life is too friggin' short, right? We see people that are not even here in life anymore. And we've got our life, and we need to make the best of it and not have these people hold us back and make us feel anything less than we are, because you are amazing. Never forget it. And I wish for you to find amazing people to be around who care about you, love you, even as a friend, and who just fill your cup up and just really want to get along with you in life as a team, you know, because that's what life should be about. It should be about teamwork and fostering positive emotions with each other and just bringing each other up. You know, like bringing each other up, like flying a kite together in the sky. Anyway, gonna love you and leave you for now. Thank you, Ariana Shade. Lots of love to you. Thank you for everyone else that's been watching tonight. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live right now posting a video. Lots of love. Bye. Bye, everyone.